wanted to highlight them in possession over the course of this analysis. So again, very similar setup as I did to the out of possession analysis. I had just a quick tactical screenshot of how it would look when they were in possession. So again, I've mentioned their 4-4-2 shape, looked more of a 4-4-2 against us, but at times, as I mentioned there, it looked like a 4-2-3-1. And something I really wanted to mention there was I thought their wingers were two of their most dangerous players. I focused upon how their left winger will look to come into the half space, receive the ball, and their right winger likes to stay more, at least when they're building out, more wide to create width and just opportunities to play forward. And I'll get into the key points there. Again, emphasizing key points of how we're looking to set up, especially for us, because our wing backs and our back three were a big point for us, especially in a game like this when they have really almost four attacking players. Key points I want to emphasize: most dangerous in transition. All front fours, I mentioned, pretty skillful, good 1v1 direct players. You'll see that over the course of the clips and how I really emphasize that. They look to get in transition as much as possible. Their front forward stays relatively high, and they will run immediately. And they're looking for second balls, any chance to play forward. Center backs, as I mentioned here in showcase, to get wide in the build. Fullbacks will push high and wide. Sometimes they'll drop deep as well, which I showcase in the film. Their left-sided players I will show in the film. And I showed will rotate and attempt to create overloads. Left back has the freedom to invert, will do in certain situations. Center back doesn't have obvious passing options, will look to lump it long. They'll look to play for second balls or forwards running in behind, anything along that line. They look to get, and as I showcased within the video clips I chose, they look to get the ball wide and try to get their wide players in isolation positions. So they have good delivery, which is something I emphasize. So this was a goal, again, a transitional moment. As you can see, as I focused on here, our possession shape, which was something I really wanted to emphasize, be really important. We're compact, and this was something I emphasized. Is they were in blue here, so their opposition was. This was a couple games back, but the opposition was actually had played a back three, so that's why I want to showcase it. But in this moment when they win the ball, I really wanted to highlight to our center back specifically, so our back three, to be high at the pitch, to compact the pitch, to make sure to limit the space they have to break forward and create these moments of transition. Because as you can see, as this clip goes on, Westminster's back three is not high enough up the pitch, which creates a big space for them to break forward. And it creates a transitional opportunity as they continue to drop back, not putting adequate pressure on the ball. And you can see there, they have the runners to run in behind. So again, 23, they're cutting in on his right foot, plays the ball in behind, forward's very clinical. But it's a transitional opportunity that was created because of just the Westminster being in possession, not being compact enough. So this again is off a corner kick. I was more highlighting in this clip of just how their forwards will look to run in transition and how they make runs from deep. That guy that's their center forward, their number 10, but he was all the way back defending the corner, and he's willing to run all the way forward. So again, highlighting how much they want to run in transition. Again, a set piece moment, but you can see again, balls cleared out here. They're looking to run immediately. Second ball's played in the box. And again, you can highlight right here. A ball gets cycled out, but look, all their front four is running right away. Their wingers are looking to run, their forwards are looking to run. They really emphasize these transitional moments of opportunities to break forward. So here they're in it's another transitional moment. Ball's one in the center of the pitch, played in a wide area. This one, I was more emphasizing how their center forward looks to run in off the shoulder of one of the center backs. So for us, it was a back three, something I was really looking to emphasize. He was really going to look to run off our wide center back shoulders and in behind them and kind of into that channel. You can see his run here is really good run, really good ball, leads to a goal. But that was something I want to emphasize to our wide center backs and also our center back. Be aware, he's looking to run off our wide center back shoulders because our center back kind of has to, see that and kind of read that run. So again, another transitional moment, which I want to emphasize here. All four of their wide players looking to run. And this was, again, their center forward, again, running off, the center back shoulder and behind and kind of that channel space, which, again, I was trying to emphasize to our wide center backs. He's going to look to run off your shoulders, again, ball in behind. But that was something I really want to emphasize is 10 will run, and he's always looking to run in behind, especially into those channels. He has a very good understanding of the game, sees the space well. So, again, transitional moment, a goal kick this comes from. But, that was something I also want to emphasize is they will play these hopeful balls in behind and kind of try to create chaos. And they have the runners and the attacking players just to create chaos and danger for the opposition. And the opposition is afraid of it. Ball's cleared out here. Again, you can kind of see their attacking players looking to step up. Another transitional moment, win quickly. Something I also want to emphasize to our defenders in this clip and just over this tactical analysis here was that, their attacking players are very skilled and very key in these situations, especially to limit the transitional moments by not diving in and just not limiting the chances to play forward, because again, they break forward, create a very good opportunity here just by, the opposition over defending a little bit and, trying to win the ball back right away and not being patient and understanding at the level, these are high quality attacking players. So, I mean, a lot of these clips started, and that was something I emphasized with Regis being out of possession, showcasing their transition threat. And that was something I really highlighted in my team is a lot of these clips start, they're not even in possession. They create these transitional attacking moments by winning the ball out of possession. So again, another turnover you can see, again, all four of their attacking players running. Number 10, again, running into kind of a wide channel off the center back shoulders, wants to get on his left foot, good ball striking with the left foot. Just over the bar, but again, another moment. Then I started to progress into more their in possession tendencies. So I showcased here in their shape, their double pivot here is a little bit stagnated, actually, as you can see here. And their 10 is checked deep to receive the ball. The opposition is down 1-0, so they're pressing a little bit higher up the pitch. You can see their outside backs high up the pitch here. The center back's pretty far apart, and their double pivot is a little stagnated to create layers to play through. That obviously, number 8 checking out creates an opportunity for number 16 to come to receive the ball. I emphasize this clip specifically because at MSU Denver, we press with 2 forwards. A lot of times we were looking to force central progression and then look to recover if the ball was played into a wide area. So this clip specifically, I really wanted to emphasize they will look for a third man combination to break forward, and that specifically that left-sided player in that double pivot is very comfortable receiving the ball with his back to the game and playing in a wide area. So that was what I emphasized here in the text. The ball gets played in a wide area. So that was also something I want to emphasize is it was pretty much pattern play in terms of this left-sided scenario is when the left back's wide, the left winger will look to come inside in kind of that half space with the number 9, especially when the ball's on the left side because the number 9 is left-footed. He will look to run into the channel in behind. This time it would be the outside back shoulder. So again, I circle the left winger here. Ball gets played in his feet. Exactly. Almost like clockwork. He breaks forward. The left back actually overlaps in this clip. But again, they're looking and they eventually turn the ball over, but you can see the pattern play there. So this clip I thought was really interesting because for my team, because it highlights, again, left center mid rotating wide. You create an overload. These little wide areas, that was something I wanted to emphasize. They will do that. And also emphasize the kind of the rotations they have here. So left center mid goes, the left pivot goes wide, the left back comes inside, and this time the left winger is wide. So he's looking to create, again, just rotations, looking to, undermine the back line here. So something also I emphasized here when we were breaking it down in film is that that left back came inside and the left center mid rotated into a wide position, the left winger would come down to create space, come to receive the ball at his feet. So again, they turn the ball over here, but you'll see it here in a couple of clips of when that left winger looks to check down. He's also looking to come into the space to play. So left back again plays the ball here, comes inside to create an overload inside position. Left winger comes down here to receive. So by left back coming inside and inverting, that creates a space for the left winger to play, and he's looking to break forward and kind of exploit the space he's created. So a lot of times with quick combination play, sometimes it was turns. He tried to turn multiple times against us, but when he checks down, he's looking just to exploit the space he's just created. So again, balls played short. This clip really highlighted their build up very well, but again, their double pivots are stagnated to create passing angles to play forward. I think this is the right side of the double pivot here, all the way higher up the pitch, just almost barely in the picture. Left center mid's farther down the pitch. The left back, the outside backs are a little bit deeper in this clip, but I think that also had to do with this side of the pivot being a little bit higher up the pitch, and also I think the opposition positioning. So they're at a 4. I was creating that overload with a 5 to break forward. Also in these situations, a lot of times their front 4 would start so high to create these massive spaces. So as you can see here, towards the middle part of the pitch here, there's almost nobody in the screen. So that was something I highlighted in my team is, with their forward starting high, they're creating that space to come into to break forward, creating multiple layers in that build up to break forward, multiple passing angles for the defenders. So you can see there, left wingers coming to check down to exploit that space. Nobody's following him because the forwards are higher up the pitch, but it creates a situation here for, the opposition where Did they come inside and cut off, the ball inside the pocket, or did they completely leave the outside back? Also, it's worth noting here, and it's something I emphasized in the film analysis, was the left back, as he sees the left winger check down in his space, he's looking to exploit the space high up the pitch. Then he's really forcing the opposition's winger in the decision of, do I stay inside? If I stay tucked inside, the outside back's going to bypass him because he's going to come up the pitch and exploit that space that he's all of a sudden left. So ball gets played into wide. Again, the left winger is intelligent here, sees there's a massive space and exploits it. And that was something I highlighted in my team of, look, if he checks down, there has to be communication, whether that's from a center back stepping out, ideally no, but whether that's from a center mid picking him up, somebody's got to pick him up because it was far too easy to play forward here. And obviously it's the Division 2 level. At higher levels probably doesn't happen. But again, trying to identify, patterns of play there. This was interesting as well because, as I talked about earlier, that number 10 kind of served in a hybrid role. Sometimes he's looking to run in behind, sometimes he's looking to come in his feet. Center forward comes to more feet there, and that winger is looking to run in behind, again off the left center back shoulder, because obviously he was caught a little far forward, but that was something I want to emphasize, kind of a hybrid role for number 10 there. So here, attacking clip. This clip here emphasizes more their buildup. They're breaking down more of a deep block here. They're an established possession in the opponent's half. So short pattern play to break forward. Again, different angles. So again, the pivots at different angles, positions to break forward. And that creates opportunities for a big switch. Something I did want to emphasize that they would do, especially in established possession more, is looking to, again, get the ball in the wide areas early to their wide players because they're more their dangerous players. This clip here, you'll see something they did. And again, I talked about the intelligence of their double pivots. Here, they're more in the same line here. Left back's inverting, but you can see something I wanted to emphasize to my teammates here, especially to our pivots, that our pivots can't get caught too far forward in this positioning, or if they do get caught too far forward, one has to communicate, because their pivots were very intelligent in their positioning of, they came inside, to create kind of space, where they're coming together, trying to bring the opposition out. There will be a player that will come inside to exploit all of a sudden that space that's been left and vacated because no one's in that, pocket of space that's higher up the pitch available. So that was something I wanted to emphasize to our pivots specifically when I was doing this film analysis, as look for somebody, whether that's a winger, whether even an outside back, that will invert inside to take advantage of the space that's been created by the pivots being higher up the pitch. Because again, they look to stay in a 4-4-2 shape, and their forwards, the two forwards, look to stay high. So again, ball gets played inside here. It looks, again, they get the ball in a wide area. That's their fullback to fullback passing, crossing the box. But again, they have multiple players in the box. Brilliant header for a goal. But you can see there, that's kind of, again, they have two players in the box, just, with that two center forwards pretty much, because they want the players in the box, they want runners in the box, they want targets in the box. So it's obviously a lot of times going to come from a wide player to invert to take advantage of all of a sudden that pockets of space available. This was something I emphasized. I mentioned the left center back's not left footed, so he sees the ball poor. He has a poor positioning when he receives this ball. Does not create angles for himself. His hips aren't open when he receives this ball. Turns, he's able to play forward here, and that was something I emphasized as well. Left back, again, is inside left winger, comes down to create space to play forward. But that was, I considered, something, especially when we're pressing higher up the pitch. Can we use that as a trigger of, if he has poor positioning when he receives the ball, he's not receiving his ball, hips facing the field. Can we press there and look to, maybe force a turnover high up the pitch? So ball gets cycled around here. So I think that's early combinations of wide areas. And again, this is something I want to emphasize. Yeah, this is one of this clip. Again, running behind from that forward and looking again to run off the center back shoulders into a wide area. So this was also something I wanted to emphasize. Again, different pictures they're painting in their buildup. So it's a buildup shape here. You can see the early rotation, also see how wide they are in the build, but you're seeing the early rotation here of that left-sided pivot rotating into a wide position. So as a result, this is in a 4-1 shape. The opposition is sitting a little bit back. There's a little bit more of a gap despite the forward being higher up the pitch. But the three kind of in this block are pressing. They're giving a little more of space. So they're looking to create, again, kind of an overload. So it's actually, again, it's another player here from the opposition. So it's actually a line of 4. So again, they're trying to create an overload to play through a 4-2 to break down that 1-4 shape from the opposition. So this time it's actually the 10, coming down to check down in a deeper position. And the rotations as a result that take place is the left back then rotates higher up the pitch, because that's actually the left winger you can see on the far side of the picture coming inside. He's rotating into that second forwards position to create that 4-4-2 shape. And the left back is then pushing on to become the left winger to create that shape, as you can see there. So that end of that rotation picture. But that was just another rotation I kind of wanted to emphasize my team of look for, different pictures they're trying to create. But again, at the end of the day, it's always that 4-4-2 shape to break through. And they're just trying to create overloads, different pictures to play through. So again, this was actually the right winger coming all the way across the field to receive, but I was also highlighting to my team of if, especially for their wingers to come inside to invert, they still want that width, especially higher up the pitch. So look for their outside backs. Their wingers are coming inside to invert. Look for their outside backs to exploit that space, because they do view the width and creating balls in the wide areas. Again, as I talked about, getting wide areas and wide positions is an opportunity. So they were looking for that. So I was right back, making that run all the way forward. So I want to emphasize that. Here's another build-up clip. Again, how wide they are. But again, I also did want to emphasize they will look to go to direct if they're pressing high up the pitch, as I mentioned in the key points. And then second balls are very key in this position. So I was highlighting to my team, look, especially our double pivots, those positions when they're going long, our double pivots have to win those balls. They can't get caught on the wrong side of the opposition, because they will look to win those balls. And I also was emphasizing to my team of it's not a bad thing if they play long. Their center mids are not the greatest athletes, but you have to be in good second ball positioning. Again, also a transitional moment. They win the ball here. And showcasing, again, their ability and how direct that front four is in running forward. Get a little lucky in the combination play here. But again, an opportunity to break forward. This actually leads to a goal. Runners in the box again. Goal. This final clip here I wanted to emphasize again was just how, again, they will look to be a little more direct in moments in their buildup, but again, how important second balls are. So ball looking for a wide player, second ball though. It's extremely important to win these second balls, because their attacking players are very direct. If they win the second ball, again, they will look for runners, ball in wide area, good chance there, good defending. So final clip here that I wanted to emphasize, this is a little more of a build-up clip. You can see again how they're looking to, again, get the ball in the wide areas quick, create opportunities. That's again a very direct ball into a winger that's high and wide, and they do keep their wingers high and wide. 1v1 position for their winger to take on his player here, gets him into a dangerous position and puts in a very good ball. Goal. Another clip here. Again, this was something I emphasized a little bit earlier in the key points, and something I was, because they were the match against Fort Lewis, they were out of possession a lot. The Fort Lewis had a higher percentage of the possession, but I wanted to emphasize this: if their center backs don't have options in possession, they look to play direct. So you can see here, this picture very clearly paints there's not a lot of options here in possession. The double pivots are both deeper. The forwards are very high and stretching a line, but one of their forwards has dropped a little bit deeper, so there's not much space to check into here. And the opposition is also very disciplined in their defending, so there's not options. He continues to progress forward, doesn't see options, and he will just look for that front four, and again, second balls, or he's looking to play directly in behind. So you can see there in his body positioning, he's frustrated with his teammates, plays a direct ball in behind, but he creates an opportunity because their forwards are always looking to run in behind, especially when they see